Hey everybody, I'm a cook named Matt, and today I'm gonna be utilizing the Joule Sous Vide Turbo, which is gonna make my steak and lobster cook up to half the time it takes normally with sous vide. I'm gonna start by measure out my lobster. First, I need to cut the lobster out of the shell. You take your shears, and then we're just gonna go snippy snip along the sides. This is a way that we could keep the shell intact. Nice presentation for your date, you know, you gotta impress them. So I like to just sort of squeeze the tail a little bit so I can loosen it up before I take it out. So I'm just gonna save my shells here on a separate vessel because I want that for my presentation. Looks like these are 4-ounce tails. Now, you don't have to do this, but you can skewer these just so it doesn't curl up. This happens a lot with crustaceans. Just slowly down the center. Place them accordingly like so. A little bit of olive oil. And then we're gonna do some flake salt. Put it in while it's cold. I just opened my Breville Plus app. Here I could find my lobster. And then here we can see what turbo is. It takes it up to very high heat and then it takes it down. So it cooks it in less than half the time. Let's cook. Now that that's going, I'm gonna jump into steak. And I'm gonna do 1 steak per bag. I don't wanna overcrowd it. Olive oil, flake salt, of course, and some black pepper. The app says to add it when it's cold. It recommends medium rare. I don't know, I wanna sear these after, so let's go ahead and try rare. Now I've got 2 turbos going. I'm gonna get my veggies going. Preheat the oven to 400, 8 minutes. Asparagus, very simple. Olive oil, salt, some pepper. Gonna wait for the oven to preheat, but I could go ahead and start my sauce. I'm gonna start by toasting off the nuts. I'm gonna add in butter. Toss in my lemon juice, parsley. Please season that with some salt. Add a little bit more butter in there and make it a little more saucy. Asparagus is all seasoned up. I got my sauce right here. Now I'm just gonna toss these into the oven for about 8 minutes. So on top of preheating it, I've also got my pan in the oven already, so it's nice and hot. So it gives me like an initial sear almost. That's gonna go in for about 8 minutes. And now I'm gonna start my compound butter. Parsley, tarragon, chives. I'm gonna do salt, some pepper, and garlic. Just gonna give this a little mixy mix. This is also room temp softened butter. Put it in a container like this. All right, friends, both of these are done. Now I'm gonna start with the steak. I'm gonna remove just a little bit of this fat. That just goes in there. Now I'm just coating the pan with that fat. That's good to go, straight in. Now what I could do is take another pan like this and then just press it down on top of my steaks so I could get a nice even sear. It's been about a minute or so. I'm just gonna give it a little flippy flip. You can see I got a good sear on my steak here. I'm just gonna toss in some thyme and a little knob of butter. And there we go. That's a happy piece of meat right there. Pour this over, and then we're just gonna give this a little rest. Steak is set on the side now, and I'm just gonna do the same thing with my lobster. Toss in just a touch of butter, garlic. Just gonna put these in with the skewers and all. This is just to get that flavor, give them a little heat, so that's good to go. Everything here is ready. Now I'm gonna pull out the asparagus. All we have to do with this is plate it up. Hot plate, hot date. And then our sauce, hazelnut, butter, lemon, got some brightness on there. And there's our asparagus. Here's my ribeye. Now what I like to do with ribeye, a lot of people don't realize it's 2 pieces of meat there. So I'll usually just sort of separate this loin section. Just give this a slice. And there we go, look at that. We have a nice cook on our steak. Of course, since you're the one cooking, you can always sneak a bite if you'd like. Steak's on the plate. Now I'm gonna go over to my lobster here. Look at that, see? Straight piece of crustacean there. I've got the compound butter. I'm just gonna do what we call a rocher because it's with 1 spoon. That could go on our steak. And And then for the lobster, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it off with a touch of this garlic and some flaky salt on everything. And there is our surf and turf. All right, that one's good. I'm gonna plate it a different way in case you wanna see it a different way. For this one, I'm gonna utilize the shell, and that's just gonna be a piece that the tail is gonna sit on. Same thing, some of that garlic butter, parsley, and then some of our compound butter. There we go. Flaky salt to finish everything. All right, friends, there is the surf and turf. Got lobster, steak, beautiful asparagus, great for a date night. I'm a cook named Matt. You can find more of my recipes on the Breville Plus app. But right now I'm just gonna try out this lobster with some of this butter. Look at that, beautiful, delicious. Yum.